Growing up without our parents was a rough experience, but the worst happened when my brother got into drugs.
He spent all our savings to purchase drugs.
Isolated himself from his family members, and spent most of his time with his friends.
Wow, I did high as I did like this.
He got into many drugs from pills to weed, syrup, and he injected himself. He became very violent and got into trouble. He spent days outside without coming home. The drugs began to eat him gradually. It was painful seeing him lose his mind, but it was more painful when we lost him forever. Stay safe, don't do drugs. This is Narco Tales.
Hello and welcome back to Narco Tales, where every story of substance dependence matter. I am your host, Netta Wedozie. Last week we had our guest Jimmy tell us, a little about his substance dependent experimentation and all of that. He's back today, so let's listen to what he has for us. Hello Jimmy, welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you.
Okay. Now let's talk about, the consequences or effects of your use of substances on your health. Let's start from your health.
Health wise, yeah, I couldn't really. There hasn't been much health wise, cause
Sleeping, eating, just your general
okay,
function.
yeah, that eating part, like, nah, it was bad, like I think it was on with cracks, seeing like I could go like 2 days I can't eat. Like I literally have to ask a friend of mine who I'm with, like, yo, did we eat today? Did we eat yesterday? Be like, no, we've not eaten. I'll be like, okay, let's try and get like
You
meat
started
pie.
forgetting.
Yeah, like for me, it just shuts down my appetite. With codeine, it was more of I would use during the day, then by 11, 12
PM.
p.m. stroke AM at night, midnight,
Yeah.
then you start looking for food. So I guess apart from that food thing,
Were you
wasn't
sleeping all right?
I'm sort of this active person. I'm more active at night. I
Okay.
read, like I research, I learn stuff at night. So that also helped me stay awake. So with the sleep, nah, no sleeping disorders.
What about on your academics on school? Did it have any effects?
So the thing was use and be on track in school.
So you were still very self-aware, very
Yeah, I
conscious.
was good with that, you know.
Didn't affect your performance in school, nothing like that. You didn't miss classes, you didn't miss any exam
Nah, I missed a couple, but it wasn't
because
drugs.
of okay.
Nah, it wasn't drugs. It was maybe the friends that you get from the drugs and
Yeah.
another, but it wasn't cause I wanted to use. You know, I would dress up early in the morning, even when I was going to the office. Dress up. Last thing I would do is take my drugs, and I'm agile.
I mean, there are people that clean up nice, I suppose, but you don't know that they probably took something before coming out. So I guess that's how you were.
Which we have a lot in the system.
No.
Yes,
So now
just
let's get into the effects or consequences on your relationships. I'm talking about with family, friends.
basically like with codeine mixed with retinol. Like you see, all these drugs, like personally, they have different effects. When
Okay.
you use, you have some a metamorphosis into something else. You know. So with codeine, it was more or less like studio when I'm going to the studio
Okay.
and
To make you
I'd
more
record.
active,
Yeah, per se,
more energy.
when you mix it with the retinol. But when
Okay.
it's just codeine, you are like calm. You're like so. But I don't know. But different people, different
Yeah,
effects.
true.
But for me, that was what it was. But with the retinol, then you would be so happy. Everybody is your person, that kind of thing. And the next day, you don't even know what happened.
You
But
mentioned
the darker one was with like crack, especially when I was mixing crack, loud, retinol.
That's a
alcohol,
lot.
all those things together, trying to get to where you never get to the bus stop, like you never reach that bus stop. Like it just makes you a shell of your former self, like you're like a shadow.
Yeah.
You don't want to interact with people, you don't want to talk much, like not like I don't like you, but I just don't want to talk to you. So yeah, a lot of broken relationships, people would feel you're not even serious with this relationship, you don't
Yeah.
even love me and stuff.
Also, you lost
A
relationships.
lot, like personally and with family. Because at the time I would be out of the house like 6 months, a year, straight up, no contact, nothing. My favorite time to come back is Christmas.
So now let's talk about family.
Yeah.
At what point did they find out, if they ever did?
Hmm. You see this finding out part, not like they weren't vigilant or no,
Did they know?
sort of,
Or
but
they
they
were just
didn't know. Like, let's do it like this on a scale of 1 to 10. See, like if they thought maybe you were affected like 2%, you were really affected like 9%.
so they didn't know how
So it
deep.
was more of you just admitting.
So did
They
you
didn't know
admit?
how deep, like the cover up was kind of good.
Did you admit at any point that, oh,
Yeah, I admitted at some point. Then
to
I
who?
went for to my sister. She I'm more closer to.
Okay, so how was her reaction?
Nah, she knew actually, cause we were like cool to a point whereby I never hid me smoking cigarettes or anything from my sister. You
So
know?
except cigarette, did she know that you were taking crack cocaine,
Nah,
codeine?
no, 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 no. Nobody knew that. I think the last person I opened up to was my girlfriend.
How did that go?
That was in the midst of some drama. Like we nearly broke up. This, that led to that, and I was like,
They
"Yo,
want to
see
know the
when I,"
this, that.
and I'm like, "Yo, see when you get me in this mood, this is what I actually run back to." Yeah, like some personal relationship stuff. Like she's a great woman. She's a great lady.
So
I'm
did
not
you did
trying
you
to.
admit to her that you were
Yeah.
on
So
how
even like when I went to rehab, like she was in process, my sister was in process.
okay.
Then my sister was like the mediator between I and my parents. Like, cause they knew I wouldn't reach out to them,
Yeah.
but she could reach me and they could reach me through my girlfriend. Like wherever I am in this world, like once you ask her, she knows where I am. And once my sister calls me, like I'll definitely tell her. So it was like, are you ready for this whole, like, do you think you need this thing? I'm like, okay, yes, I actually do. Cause even with the financial part of it was, bro, it was sad. It was proper sad because my business, I had this fashion designing business, which, like clients would give me money before I even make the clothes. Like I've spent like 80% of the money. Yeah, so it wasn't really a
You mentioned
business.
last week that you also sold your car.
Yeah, that was part of that was doing the whole like one thing after the other, like before it even gets to the car thing, laptops, phones, all those sort of things. And like when you hang out in these spots where these things happen, you'll be like, yo, you see that person, he sold his car at some, you're like, car, nah, God forbid, you can never get to that. Yo, it happens. And most times when it even happens, you don't even know it's happening. Yeah.
You,
And being in there are a lot of people who don't even make it out
did you have
consciously
any
alive.
did you have any
Different
friend
scenarios.
that that lost himself or herself totally? They probably died or something. Did you have anyone like that?
All these categories, I've had friends in all these categories. Like died, for instance, we just dropped him off. We went to the pharmacy, we got codeine. We just dropped him off. He was like, he's going to go and see his girlfriend crossing the road. This is someone from a very prominent one crossing the road. He didn't just look because he was
Hi,
under the influence. This huge truck or something just rolled over
that's
him.
terrible.
Struggling with the whole thing. I've had friends who are brothers, like three, four brothers from the same home, and they all go to rehab like one, two, three, four, 5 times. Like personally, one person, like they go come back, and it's only worse. So you even start to doubt the system. Like, let's not sugarcoat. Like, is it really working? From my own perspective, I've seen, like, even when I went for like the whole rehabilitation process, I met people there who have been in the system like 6 months, a year straight, and I'm like, yo, that was tense. And I'm like, but I'm still here. And like, it's like primary one, when you just go to class in the morning, it's like they call you to rehearse two
Yeah.
times table. They already know the process, and it's not different. And even it's premeditated in the sense that conditionally in their mind that, bro, I'm just going to do this for like 3 months, and I'm going to get back out there. And so it's really not working. The system, like, there's something wrong. We need to like restructure, because these things, I know it messes, like, it affects your mind, and some just don't make it back.
True.
I've had people too like that, so yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. We're going on a short break to collect our thoughts. We'll be right back.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
Thank you for staying with us. So, Jimmy, let's talk about recovery. What made you, realize, or what made you seek the light?
Basically, like, you just get to this point whereby you're tired, and you know what you're chasing, you're never going to get there, and you just need to be honest to yourself, especially when you're trying to be a better person. And so for me, what helped me was, having reinforced goals, because most people who go into drug addiction, maybe you feel, maybe that there's that lack of validation, you feel you're not good enough, or that stigma or pressure, like, there's not much to go for in this life. So everything I did, so it was more like getting reinforced goals, things I want to do for myself, not what my family wants. That's another thing also. Yes, and just trying to be the best of me. That was basically what got me out, what had me thinking straight. And yes, the whole rehabilitation was good.
How long did you spend in rehab?
3 months. But for me, the best part was, for the first time I had someone I felt I could talk to.
Who was
Johnson, like my therapist,
Okay.
like, let out all those things you didn't even know was there. Yeah,
Did that help?
no, that helped a lot. But apart from that, like, that was that though. Because even with the, yes, we are doing well, but even with the rehabilitation systems, like, you should understand first, this person is an addict, so he's dependent on something.
Yeah.
So even if you get him off this thing, he's looking for the next thing to be. He's vulnerable. The system is vulnerable. Seeing
Did you relapse?
who, me?
Yeah.
Even after that, yes, and like, it's even harder than the first time.
Yeah.
And you hear all these people who have been to 3, 4, 5 rehabs. So even there, you're like, yo, this thing really work. Like, these people have been, it's more intense than this. And so with the system, they put you on some other sort of medication, and that's just getting your system dependent on something different. And for me, recovery is, when it's like success, that there's this thing my pastor will say, there's always a place called there. never get too comfortable wherever you are. There's always something bigger than wherever you are. So with recovery, yeah, like let's change the whole scenario. There's no such thing as, by the grace of God, we recover.
Yeah.
But it's a gradual process, and it's something you shouldn't get too comfortable with, like, yo, I'm good, like I can't, no, like always want to, cause I think when you get too comfortable, that's when you lose God per se, and anything can just,
Yeah.
you understand, like it's a gradual process. And let some of these youths, they just need somebody to talk to, somebody to hear them.
I agree.
It's not everybody that needs help, that needs your money. No, some people just need to be heard. They just need somebody to talk to. Like, that's it. And we over here, we really don't have that such structures.
True.
Like abroad, if a family is having an issue, the first thing wife will say, like, let's go to my therapist or my, let's talk about it. We really don't talk about stuff here, which pushes people and keeps people in this whole thing.
How did you deal with your relapse? You went back to your therapist?
Nah, the therapist wasn't even available. Funny enough, my therapist was very far from where I was.
Okay.
And there's that stigma.
True.
And you don't have such platforms whereby you could just come and talk to somebody anonymously and just feel heard without going through the procedure, this. So, and you wouldn't want your people or wherever you're coming from to be like, you don't want them to know there's a relapse. Let's be truthful to ourselves. So we hide it, and I guess that's really bad. So we should have systems whereby even maybe you went to the rehab or something, you should have this long-term relationship, or still whereby they call you, they check up, or platforms where people could just reach out, be heard. That is very important also.
Okay. What advice would you give someone, or what advice do you have for someone out there currently struggling with substance use or substance dependence?
Straight up, like, the rabbit hole leads nowhere. Like, at the end of the day, and the best thing you do is just speak up, because no matter how well you think you are keeping it below the radar, it will still get the best of you. And one other thing is, spirituality, religion, wherever you are, like, God also helps, like, a lot. Like, it helped for me, talking to God. That was when rehab didn't even work. A lot of prayers, personal help. So yeah.
Thank you very much, Jimmy, for sharing your story. I'm sure it would inspire someone out there.
I hope it does.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And that's it on today's episode. You heard Jimmy speak out. Talk to someone. If Jimmy can find the light, you can too. My name is Neta Wedozie, and I remain your host.
What we do, like I said, there is conviction-based forfeiture. There is non-conviction-based forfeiture. The conviction-based forfeiture is until you get the final judgment and conviction of the suspect before you get final forfeiture of the asset. But the non-conviction-based forfeiture, you don't need to wait for the court to waste the time before it finally gives judgment. That is why we use the Process of Crime Act 2022 to take the matter before the court under what is called civil forfeiture, that is get an ex parte application.
Don't do drugs, too. Don't do drugs, too. Don't try it, though. He go choke you, oh. He go steal your sunshine, oh. He go shock you, oh. He don't kill him any youth from my area. Even for your area. When you start it to stop, it no go easy. As you dey drag am go, he dey drag you down. Water come out from my eyes, oh. When I remember all the guys, oh. Way many of them kicking bucket, oh. Some cut to socket, oh. Make we no forget, oh. No dey talk it, oh. Say, don't do drugs. Rock up your busy body, oh. Don't do drugs. Don't go wound your busy body. Don't do drugs.
Brought to you by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA.